started in West Bank, in Kiryat Arba. It was, West Bank was occupied in 1967. In Hebron, the settlers came outside Hebron to Kiryat Arba 1969 to 1970. So the first settlement established in the West Bank, it's called Kiryat Arba. Around 7,500 Israeli settlers are living there. They are famous of their extremes, mentality. They're very extreme. Many of them, they are from the US. Then 1979, the settlers moved in to the city center of Hebron. A group of women during Passover, they occupied a building and they stayed there. It's called at the Boya, Beit Adasa. Now downstairs, you didn't reach it. Then by time they expanded the settlements in another 3 compounds in the city. It's Tal Rumeda, 1984, Beit Romano, 1982-83, and Abraham Avino between 1981 and 84. So 4 settlements compound. And by time they started working to expand the settlement area. Hebron after Jerusalem is the only 2 cities where the Israeli settlers are living inside the cities. So in East Jerusalem, if you go to the downtown, you see the Israeli settlements. There in Hebron, if you go to the downtown, you see the Israeli settlers. Here, the presence of the settlers made the city, divided. So I was a child. I was born in 1980. Okay? So when I was a child, my father used to hold my arm not to lose me in the markets. Now all the markets are closed by military orders, and the closure started after 1994. In the beginning of the settlements, we didn't feel them because they were a minority in this corner, that corner, few soldiers here and there. But after the Ibrahim Mosque massacre, you can see that it was the milestone of the settlements expansion. Instead of taking the settlers out, removing them out of Hebron after the massacre, they punished the victims. So the streets, the markets, the confiscating all the external yard of the mosque started after the Ibrahim Mosque was killed in 1994. 1997, we had Hebron Redeployment Agreement, H1, H2. They divided the city for 2 blocks, Hebron 1 and Hebron 2. Hebron 1 under the Palestinian Authority control, and H2 under the Israeli military control, till we have the 2-state solution in 1999. That was the agreement. It's part of Oslo too. So Palestinians, really, many Palestinians believed in Oslo agreement. And I was one of them. I thought that this will bring us peace. I was naive. I didn't read the agreements. I didn't read the Paris Protocol, the economical part of the agreement. I thought that Israel wanted during the occupation, and me and other Israelis will have peace. We discovered the reality late. So Palestinians moved to another intifada, the second intifada. After the second intifada, they closed all the streets and all the markets, and they confiscated more land. By time, they take more land. By time, they displace more people. So they use any opportunity to displace the Palestinians. Their policy is, and this is part of my non-violence activity, their policy is they don't evict you physically from your house, but they make it impossible for you to stay. How they make it impossible for you to stay? No security. You don't feel safe in your house because you don't have protection from the soldiers or from the violent settlers. So they throw stones, they burn your house, they steal your property, the soldiers beat you up, detain you. So you are afraid. And if you have a family, you are afraid about them. So they created the fear reality all over West Bank, not only here, but Hebron, it's a microcosm. You can understand the occupation in a few hours. So you have fear. My windows, where I sleep, I have stones. I put stones in the window. So if they shoot, it doesn't hit me directly. Because they shot by other Palestinians like that. Or if they burn outside the house, they can't manage. So the window has, this is before October 7th, the window has many layers. This one, no CC. This one, and that one. You see, 4 layers. I added 5. Now I added 5, I put stones in the window where I sleep. So you don't feel safe. And safety is a human being need, and it's the first need. If you are not safe, if you don't feel safe, you can't eat, you can't read, you can't think, you can't sleep.
Can't plan for the future.
Yes. So people are very afraid here. Second, no services. I don't have lights in my restrooms yet because I'm not able to bring in the electrician. Not allowed. You need special coordination to bring the ambulance. You skip all emergency cases of ambulance here. How come about electrician, plumber, any kind of maintenance here? So no services for the families. I'm a person who is very strong in my life. I live in the basics, okay? But the families, when you have children crying, they want electricity, they can't go to the restroom without a light, you suffer. So you don't stay, you leave. The third, no social life. My brother can't come and visit me here. I'm in jail. Only me is allowed. And at the checkpoints, the soldiers use all tactics to dehumanize you, to destroy your dignity, to provoke you. They are really evil in how to make you feel provoked and feel stressed and nervous. Take off your shoes, take off your pants, take off your clothes, stay naked, confiscating your jacket, taking your phone. You know, they do whatever they want. Don't go to the inside. They close the checkpoints whatever they want. So it's not a life. It's not a stable life. Fourth, you are not allowed to practice your identity. So no parties, no political meetings, no Palestinian flags. Your identity is not shown. It's suppressed. Imagine that you are suppressing your identity. You are not saying, I'm Palestinian. You are not able to tell the soldiers, I'm Palestinian. You can't walk around with a Palestinian flag on your shirt. Then fifth, which is very important, you see everything around you blue and white. Israeli identity. You are not an Israeli. You don't have any Israeli rights. You are under the occupation. You are without any basic rights. But they treat you as an Israeli here without any rights. And only Hebrew music. On Shabbat, it's closed. Shabbat, I'm not Jewish. I'm not an Israeli. Six, it is very important. They try everything on us. They do simulation for their surveillance on us. So the first remote control gun in the West Bank was installed at the checkpoint downstairs. The surveillance systems connected to the AIs, the artificial intelligence programs with profiling, monitoring Palestinians, it was used first in Hebron. So you are, you are watched, profiled, and you can't affect these systems. You don't know what type of data they collect about you as a human being, and you don't know where they use it, what for. So you see cameras everywhere, you see the surveillance systems everywhere, drones, and they just violate your right without your consent. So all of that, the main purpose of it, to create an atmosphere, an environment for humans to live. On the other hand, you live under the Israeli military law. Non-violence resistance is not allowed under the Israeli military law. You are guilty until you prove innocent. Your neighbors, they are under civil law. They have everything. They have all the rights, all the services. And they attack you, then you are arrested because you are guilty until proven innocent. They are under the civilian law and you are under the military law. All that inequality and the injustice made many Palestinian families leave. This is why this area is called Ghost Town. So we and my group, I created the philosophy of making the occupation costly without harming humans and supporting the Palestinian families to remain and stay. So to oppose their policies of creating an infrastructure of living, to create an infrastructure of staying. So this house was a military base. Military base soldiers were living here. From 2001 to 2006, they left, settlers moved in 2007. But it was not livable. 2007, settlers moved, I walked in. I took it from the owner. I walked in a month of fighting until it became my house and our center. taken settlements. We not only protect the house, we transformed it to resistance hub. Kindergarten. We didn't have any kindergarten in the area. So we found a house where Israeli settlers are trying to take over. We occupied that house. We Palestinians. We are the owners of the houses. We occupied the house. We restored it. And in the morning, one of the mornings, the army saw kids coming in to the kindergarten. They got crazy because it's services, it's life. You know what it means to have a kindergarten? A women's center. Near the mosque, we had an empty house. Settlers were trying to take over. We made it as a women's center. We are working on a cinema now. Where we ate, it's a cinema. And we want to move it to another place to occupy spaces, because protection by occupying spaces. So my philosophy is that to really make the occupation costly by rallies, protests, legal work, documentation, diplomacy, advocacy, political awareness all over the world, going after the companies and the investors on settlements. That way, we really make a movement to make the occupation costly, because the imbalance is like, it's huge imbalance. We, the Palestinians, are here and the Israelis are here. Not because we are not qualified. No, we are more qualified than the Israelis. It's about the majority of the doctors in Israeli hospitals now are Palestinians. And a lot of engineers from here, they work there. And for me, I don't like to sort people civilized and uncivilized. No, all people are really equal. I really just evaluate the achievements and how you help other people and what is your agenda and your mentality about other humans. Do you see yourself equal with everybody, or you see yourself from a different plot? So we do a lot of activities, from documentation to rallies, daily actions, political work, legal work, economical support to the families. I never believed in economical support because I'm against independency theory, okay? I want people to be independent. So dependency theory is my enemy. But with the war now, many people are not even to work. So if I give them a job, they can't. There is no jobs, more jobs, and there is no more development. So we give out some aid to the families, protection. The activists who came, they just came from sieging a family's house from all directions, sieging it to be protected. This is the only way to show physical protection to the families. Stent in the doors, stent in the windows. Now we work on a counter-surveillance project. So they have their own surveillance. We want to counter their surveillance for protection and for creating an infrastructure for the families to stay and remain. We try to do social life, birthday parties for kids. They all celebrate together. The kids who are in January, we tell them, go or you come, and we give gifts to 20 kids. But sometimes we end up giving gifts to 100 kids because they all want to celebrate the birthdays. Well, we give gifts for everybody. And we really managed to protect a lot of land, to protect a lot of houses here. We managed to reach a lot of people and celebrities all over the world. I want to ask you to send more people to come and to make them learn more. Some people, they are blind about Israel. They think Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East and Israel is defending itself. Many celebrities in the world think that way. We show them that Israel is not defending itself. Israel is defending its occupation, its apartheid, its supremacy. And Israel is not the only democracy in the Middle East. Israel is the only apartheid and occupation in the Middle East, and its democracy of its own citizens, not for us. We are under occupation. We are not seeing Israel as a democracy, and the reality, Israel is really moving more to fascism and racism. And anybody supporting Israel now means supporting fascism and racism, and history will be accountable. I'm very proud that me and Omar and you are in the right side of history. This is something very. I tell people, read, study more, and choose which side of history you want to be. And this is my message to everybody. Choose which side of history
you want to be.